Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. Happy, Friday to you. I hope you're having a good one. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And let's take a look here at Solana. Pretty messy here. Super happy didn't take that long position, huh? I say that jokingly because I know some folks were like, oh, I'm going to just buy the dip. And that's okay to do, don't get me wrong. When you sweep levels of liquidation, commonly you're going to see a recovery, which we saw here. However, if you hold on for too long, your green turns red and it happens very quickly. So you got to be very, very careful holding on for too long. Again, if you took a long in the 138 to 141 range with that liquidation sweep that I was talking about, it's important to recognize you got to secure profits whenever possible. I know hindsight's 2020, we can look back at this and say that, but generally speaking, it's a very common occurrence for the price action to retest that level, okay? Again, for the most part, like just say Bitcoin, for example, there's a good chance we're probably going to see a further downside just based on the simple fact that Bitcoin is likely going to retest that level to sweep all the late longs that are getting destroyed right now. Okay, so again, just some kind of things to think about. It's not a guarantee, of course, but it's just a statistical probability, and that's generally how you want to trade, right? Based on statistical likelihood of success. Speaking of success, let's take a quick look here at our premium group. Congratulations to our committee here. Good 46% on, sorry, that's a Bitcoin short from last week, of course. Took that profit in 7 days. We can see also a good 40% from SUI. So again, these are some shorts. While we had a couple of longs from Ethereum and Near Protocol, majority of our shorts are taking more profits more consistently, right? So be very careful just taking a long right now at this exact moment. It's not really the best conditions of the market to consider longs until Bitcoin breaks its key level resistances, which I discussed earlier today. Make sure you check out that video whenever you get a chance. I do cover Bitcoin twice a day, just so you know, for future reference. Okay, so Solana. 137 and 50 cents. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with the liquidation levels first and work our way down. Oh, before we get started too, folks, please hit the like button. Comment below if you get a chance. Love to hear it. Absolutely helps grow the channel, gets this in front of more people so less moon boys can get them destroyed and you can be a little bit more responsible maybe watching my content. Again, it's not exact. I mean, I might only have about an 80-85% success rate with my trades, but for the most part, I can tell you there's consistency there, and a lot of it is based on confirmation and waiting for the right time to get in. Okay, try not to FOMO in, so to speak. Anyways, 136 is that lower level liquidation that has still yet to be swept, but majority of all liquidation here, the late longs and early longs all just got wrecked at about that 137 mark. So sorry if you're another statistic there, but if you watched my video from yesterday, you'd know that I highly recommended not taking a long just yet, and that's while it was looking ready, we wanted a candlestick closure above this level here, about 146, in order to take a long with confidence. The price continued to work its way down this descending trend line, consistently rejecting off these lower highs, lower low patterns, and there's no reason to take a long position just yet. I know, it's the bottom. You want to buy the dip. I get it. Totally fine. You want to be that hero that posts online, right? How awesome you are with 100x leverage long. I get it. I would like that too if I was like the rest of the world and I followed a bunch of idiots online. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk a little about the daily and work our way down, just kind of see what's going on here and recognize that, we're not in a bullish situation whatsoever. I know I got to keep reaffirming that, and it kind of sucks to hear that if you're emotionally tied to this coin, but obviously you shouldn't be, and that's just not how good traders are. So we got to look at this abstractly and recognize emotions mean nothing in trading. They're actually the enemy. So at this point here, logically, what do we see here? We see a bunch of moving averages above the price action. The price action is working its way down with this ascending trend that's consistent. We're below 50 on the RSI, stochastic swinging down. I could pretty much write a book right now as to why there's no reason to take a long position. And I know probably this time tomorrow we'll be in the 150s or something stupid, just because how Solana has that natural knee-jerk reaction to any type of bottom for Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin does stabilize at 58K, breaks its resistance local point of control at like 59.5 down to 58.6, we could very well see a confirmational trend to the upside from Solana. For right now, there's nothing indicating it wants to turn around. The 4-hour time frame is probably going to reflect the same here, especially if it's anything like yesterday. Let's go ahead and take a look and double check. So we are still below 50 on the RSI. Big surprise. We're also at a point in which stochastic is trying to swing to the downside here. That is normal, of course, when the price pulls back. We can also see money flow index tapering off with MACD diverging or effectively in a position where it basically rejected off of that line there. So again, these are not substantial moves here, right? You look at the MACD, you look at the stochastic RSI, they're not like super telling in either way, honestly. I could totally see why you'd probably be, second guessing yourself. But the truth is, we're below all moving averages. This descending trend line is still holding. Literally, until we get above the 20-day SMA, we have zero reasons to consider a long position. And that would even be a desperation move just to take it along because we're over that first moving average. You want to wait likely to be above the 50. So hypothetically, we move this over here, the 50-day SMA comes down, we get in somewhere in this range. Okay, that's a rough estimate of where we're at. Now, again, I get the whole sensation of wanting to buy the dip and trying to be that hero, but heroes can commonly go to zero if they're not careful, right? And we take a look at the cloud here, all the more reason why we want to wait for confirmation above this cloud. Keep in mind this red area, this red box that we're seeing here, that's the macro point of control, right? Basically 130 to 148. We've known this for a while. I talk about this in almost every video. So until we get back up above that level, and we'll get above the cloud, above the descending trend line, above some moving averages, above 50 in the RSI, that's when we can take along with confidence. Between now and then, I don't necessarily recommend shorting because when we look at liquidation, there's not a lot left, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that the price can't go lower. That totally means it can. But unless Bitcoin dumps, I don't foresee Solana making a run for anything lower than 130. So hypothetically, if you're going to buy any kind of dip, 130 to 132 would probably be the best dip to buy. Again, a lot of that is just based on the lower levels of control. And if you look at the larger time frames, we've also got a decent amount of support in the 130s to 120s because that's essentially an area in which we see very little volume. I know it seems weird, but when you have low volume, people are more likely to want to buy in those areas first, and we usually see those common pullbacks. So me personally at this point, again, unless we get into the 120 range, 120 to 130, I'm not really willing to buy the dip, okay, at least blindly. Between now and then, you absolutely should not be taking any longs, and you should be waiting for confirmation, which comes in the form of 145 to 148 or higher. Okay, I'll post this playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord so you know kind of what my thoughts are here. I'll clean up the charts too, because I know this is, I got to update our fibs here as well. But sometimes I don't want to take all the time to do all that while I'm trying to kind of help explain best practice. And it's funny because most people will say thank you for just reaffirming best practice, or more importantly, giving us good instructional advice. Well, you would actually laugh if you're that kind of person, because sometimes the comments, there's some people that are like, just get to the point already. I'm tired of hearing all the fluff. Well, I got to tell you folks, trading is all about that fluff, and it's all about being a little bit more responsible with your trading. So again, if you're the fast forward to the end to try to get the answer here, you're doing it wrong. You're doing yourself a disservice. Okay, so again, the important stuff is in the details here, and these are the things I try to explain. So hopefully you found benefit there, and if not, that's okay too. I deeply appreciate it. Please hit the like button before you get going, and I will look forward to seeing the next one. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you soon.